Hello again, viewers, and welcome to another episode of Perspect Yourself. I'm Joseph Hanna. These are my co-hosts Gina Parthenia and Mohamed Basili. And today we're here to discuss part 2 of our talk about music, and we're going to be discussing music videos particularly. We're going to just reread the verse from last time, and it comes from Romans 10:17. So faith comes from hearing, and hearing through the word of Christ. So music videos, good, bad, entertaining, bad, good.
Good times. Obviously, there's got to be some weird lines that we got to draw, and there's some weird stuff going on in a lot of the videos. But other than that, they're just mostly a couple of people dancing and good times.
More or less, yeah, they're dancing or...
But how are they dancing? Isn't it, like, I've seen some music. Let's be honest.
They're very provocative.
Let's be honest.
Not all of them. Again, generalizing.
But what sells? Let's be honest on what really sells.
I can't say that word on
S word. The S word.
You can't say... No.
Yes.
You take an example of U2. They're selling huge, and they're not using any. They're not using.
I'll tell you who's selling huge.
Nobody.
Lady Gaga.
Yes,
and all her videos have innuendos in them.
What about 50 Cent? Okay.
What about 50?
What about Beyonce?
What about Beyonce? Yeah, exactly. So how do they sell? Music.
It's the same. They're all relatively the same.
This is
more or
crazy
less.
talk.
More or less.
And
yes.
this is why it goes back to what are we, I don't want to say poisoning our body with, but what are we
filling
Yeah.
our minds with?
Guys, don't take it seriously. Nobody is legitimately...
How can you not take it seriously? It's something that influences you so much, whether you recognize it or not. In your case, you don't seem to recognize it.
We don't live in the hood. We don't need to go out, if you're listening to these kinds of videos, and shoot people and purchase guns.
Okay, but we don't
not
go
just
to
gives you
shooting
insight.
people.
But do you not see people dress like them?
Yeah.
So what?
Don't you see people
Does that
talking
affect
like
our
them, walking
lives
like
and-
them, acting like
A gentleman buys some
Yes,
jeans.
it does.
Oh no, let's
Yes,
call the
it does.
president.
No, you know it's not just jeans that they're purchasing.
No.
Are they buying guns?
No, but we're not
we don't
talking.
know about guns.
Come on, let's be a little
I got
bit more
things right
realistic.
here.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. We're talking girls' clothing.
Girls and boys.
And guys, the way guys
What are
dress.
those
I think
wearing?
That's beard.
it's everything.
It's
And it's not just what they're wearing. It's how they're wearing it, where they're wearing it. It's what they're saying, how they're saying it, how they're acting. It's everything. You can't deny that music and, by extension, music videos influence you.
Okay, they influence you.
Strongly.
But not,
They strongly
come on,
influence
not
you.
in a way where you're going to change your life. And
You do.
No, it's,
Okay.
it's what
When we were younger, it was Britney Spears, and it was all about putting your hair in pigtails and doing that whole
Is that what you
"Hit me,
did?
baby, one
Did you
more
do
time."
that? Were people hitting babies? When that song came out, were people physically abusing babies?
We don't know.
Is that a phrase that I don't know about? Guys, it's a song. You listen to it, she's by the lockers. I'm like, oh, her coat's very lovely. And then she dances and plays with her hair, and there's a car somewhere in there.
You're telling me
No, just
you
because
were
you
not
care,
turned-
it does not
you were
mean
not
that others
affected
don't.
by what you were not affected by what she was wearing. You did
I'm
not
not commenting on what happened there.
It's influence that you can't avoid. Even if it's subtle, even if it's very slight, it's still there. You are still influenced by what you see in music videos.
Okay.
Whether you like to admit it or not, even if music matters to you or not, you're still influenced by it.
On a personal
Sorry,
note,
go
okay,
on.
let's think about it like this, right?
Yeah.
Like, for example, let's take a genre which I do listen to, rap music. And I do see rap videos all the time.
Good times.
And I see them, they've got the big houses, they've got the nice clothes, they've got the
bling
cars,
bling.
the
The
bling
bling
bling,
bling.
right?
Okay.
And I'm just like, man, I gotta go and cop me some of that.
That's right.
That's
and
what
by
I'm gonna
copying
go for.
it,
Get me some of that.
work very hard in the accounting field.
Okay, yes,
Right?
yes, but if I had the rap talent, if I could do a little, then I would to get the music and the cars, and right?
And what's wrong with that?
But
What's
is that-
wrong with
but
producing
what
a
am I-
video?
Okay, that's fine, but what's the video selling? It's selling this
What
ideology.
message is behind
Okay.
it?
We're putting
What
something-
lifestyle?
Yeah, we're idolicizing
What idea?
Fine, you're idolicizing a nice house and a nice car and a wife beater or vanilla, whatever you want to do. Why is that? How is that affecting you in your real life
Because
world?
what
It's
am I
telling
thinking?
you
I
what
can
he's
listen
aiming
about
for.
a dude having a car and a nice house and the bling bling.
What am I aiming for? Is this gonna get me into the
What are my
kingdom of heaven?
hopes? What do I want to
There we go.
accomplish?
That's a very good question. Let's
Okay.
go back and ask that question.
Will this get me to the kingdom of heaven?
Listen, it doesn't have to be like,
Will I see God in these
Yes,
music videos?
it is.
Will I
Am I?
hear God in these music videos?
We are forgetting that our time on earth is very short, right? And when we were talking before about music videos, we were talking about time and the time you're wasting on them. And I'm sorry, we are going to say wasting. I waste my time a lot on listening to music and music videos and all that stuff. And these are time wasted.
But-
we don't know when the end will come, right? And we should be
Hold on,
prepared.
see,
Okay.
Gina.
1 second, hold on. I'm not done right yet, right? We should be
Oh.
prepared.
This
She's
is
not
gonna get-
done.
I'm not done.
Not
See,
done.
don't get on my
What
bro.
is this?
See?
What is this?
That's also music video.
what
That
song are
is
you
a
getting
ghetto.
that from? What's all right?
I don't know.
Right?
A lot
That's
of
a
them
good
all
question.
together.
Yeah.
Guys, let me ask you something about music. Let's take it back to our parents' generation when there was the Abdul Halim Hafizes
Yeah.
and the Kalthums. There
Those
wasn't
were good
really
times.
Were they good times? Anyways,
Yeah, because we were all around.
anyways, let's bring it back. Were there music videos at the time? Like these are artists,
Black
and even
and
if you look at someone like Frank Sinatra or whoever else that's a classical artist,
Yeah.
do they
Elvis.
what were they selling
Yeah.
in their music videos?
Oh,
Like,
Elvis
music
is not
videos
an
have
example
changed
sake, I don't think.
so much from 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago to even
Yeah,
today, right?
it has, it
Today
has.
people are practically naked, they're showing off,
More or
they've got-
less,
right?
yeah.
There's violence, there's profanity, there's sexuality, there's all
But
these
that's,
things.
Okay.
That's a certain sector. Like that's a certain
Yeah.
group of people.
I think you're generalizing. You can't
Yeah.
say
It's
that
not
in
a
general.
certain, but you're forgetting something. This isn't a certain anymore. This has become
The majority.
normalized.
The only
But
thing
it's the
certain
majority, but
is
it's
this
not
is in videos.
everything. It's
How is
not
that
in
normal?
everything. And for that,
When you
Gina,
go
what I
out-
say to use, I don't think it's a waste of time. I think it's unfair to say that it's a waste of time because. So basically, what you're saying is everything we should do at all times should be bringing us closer to God.
Well, it should be.
Maybe,
It should
maybe
be,
good,
it's not.
maybe good music that sends out good messages, good positive
Okay,
messages.
but that's not what we're
about-
discussing.
There are positive. Let's just talk
I'm just
about
saying
like
that we
rap
can't
or something.
generalize.
If we're talking about rap,
Well,
Yeah.
of course
there
it's
are good messages.
generalizing.
There are good
What else
messages.
are we going to talk about?
Why
Okay.
is it always why do we always default to that? Like, oh man, it's bad. This gave people a voice, and they can sing about whatever they want to, whether it sells or not. It doesn't matter.
So
Can
maybe
you
we need to
hear
make
the word of Christ from this non-Christian yet positive yet good music video?
I'm saying yes, you can.
Example.
Elaborate, please.
And what?
Tell me now.
If you see a music video, which I can't think of one off the top of my head, but audience
Why
know that
can't
I will
you?
come
Okay,
up with
tell her
one.
what.
Because
Tell you what.
unfortunately, the majority of stuff out there
Stuff.
is negative.
So
But that's
we
the
were-
majority, not
hang on, let's back-
everything.
let's back-
And as an
let's back-
adult, I can consciously sit and discern what is good, what is bad, how it's going to affect me. So I'm going to decide what I'm going to watch. It's not all going to be Christian. Hopefully, a lot of it will be good. But I'm not going to lie to you. I'm a human being, and sometimes at the end of the day, some of it won't be good.
So are we all. Like, I'm not saying that I'm doing this, what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, how could we, what I'm trying to get at is, how do we stay away from that?
No,
What are,
listen.
how do we
we
spend
can
our
discern,
time?
Gina. I think,
don't
I
need-
think we're mature enough and old enough to discern.
You don't
You
need-
really think, but you're
Everybody's
saying,
individual. Everybody does their own
Guys,
thing.
Yeah,
If you're
for
depressed,
sure.
Guys,
That's what
if you're
I'm
depressed,
saying.
Guys,
you might not need like sermons to get you up there. If you listen to happy music, for example, and it helps you.
you know what? For a
Like-
second, I want to, because I feel we're all jumping on, Parthenia. So I want to give her some help, because
Okay, thanks, Joe. You
my
got my
friend-
oh, Mo's got her back.
It's just Mo.
Thank
But
you,
it's
Raphael.
Mo. But it's Mo.
I got the back of my homie.
I mean,
That's
like
what
that's how
I'm
we
talking
talk.
about.
Okay.
Anyways,
Yeah,
okay.
sorry.
So what about like you guys will remember recently we had the problem in Haiti, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people passed away and
Good
their
example.
needs, right?
Yep.
And a bunch of artists got together and made "We Are the World."
Yeah.
And the whole point of "We Are the World" is basically this positive message of like, let's reach out and let's help somebody.
Right.
Okay. So what about something like that? Yeah. Like, yes, true. It's not a spiritual content directly, right? But in the Bible, Jesus says, whatever you do to the least of my brothers, you shall do unto me, right? He tells us, like, feed the poor, like we have the Beatitudes, we have the Sermon on the Mount, et cetera, et cetera. Like, isn't that kind of reflecting that? I mean, at the end of the day, the message is the same thing. Help those that need help.
I agree.
That's
That's a
a very
very
good
good point.
example.
And I
Thank you.
agree with
Thank
you
you.
on that one. But
Audience,
again,
my example has just been.
no, because your example is to say, I'm talking about the popular ones. We Are the World
Also,
came,
that was popular
No,
too.
but then to get back to Gina's point, okay?
No.
We Are the World came, like, I think there was one back in
because you're
1988.
glorifying God in that way, in a sense, because you're helping your people, right? A lot of these music videos, though they put a smile on your face, though they're not being vulgar, though they're not swearing, though they're not talking about sexual innuendos, they're still not giving the right message.
Not at all.
So
I agree with her. No, I agree with her. Like, think about it like
So
this.
what is the right message?
Think about it like this, okay?
What
If
we were
we have-
just saying right here.
If we have a music video about, and I'm going to use a popular example, which a lot of people are going to give me a hard time for, but I'm not going to use the artist name because personally I don't want to get sued. But the song was called A Day of the Week. It was the day before Saturday and the day after Thursday. So you can piece it together.
What was it?
I don't know. I can't be sure. But that song
Okay.
went viral. It went.
Yep.
It was huge. It was huge.
Right.
Now the theme of the song wasn't really anything bad,
No.
right? But at the same time, it wasn't really anything good. Like it's not help your.
It was
fellow man.
very inappropriate for the time. It was kind of,
Inappropriate.
Okay, guys, let me
It's
finish.
amusing.
Let me finish what I'm saying.
but
okay?
you have to understand, it's disrespectful in the sense of we are remembering an important time for the Christians, right? It's about being respectful of one another, right? It's not about really like, I don't know. I don't know how to really say this without hurting anyone.
I'll bring it back. Okay, let me bring it back to that song. Let's all agree that it was neither bad and it was neither good. All right?
Okay.
Let's go off that assumption.
Okay.
We always are on that assumption.
On that assumption, okay, if it wasn't bad or it wasn't good, it is a waste of time because we don't get anything good from it, we don't get anything bad from it. I mean, like, if we're not, well, obviously we should never get anything bad.
So you're saying we have to profit at all times from every single thing
we should
we
profit
do.
somehow. If we don't profit, if we're not profiting ourselves for the kingdom of heaven, we should at the very least be profiting ourselves here on earth. Because our time here on earth is limited.
How about profit is just like, how about we profit ourselves by just relaxing and thinking about nothing and you want to lay low, you don't have to think about anything, you don't want to process anything. How about that?
That's
how
okay.
about that as relaxing?
Sometimes that's okay.
There's a
But you
time
know
for
what?
that. I'm just saying there's a time for everything.
Okay, so Parthenia, you said, a time to relax, and like we know in Ecclesiastics, there is a time for everything under heaven. So there is a time to relax. But right now, it is the time to end the show. So, I want to thank you guys for your great input. Although, very wrong on certain things. I want to thank you guys. I want to thank the viewers, most importantly, because, we're here for you guys, and without you guys, we wouldn't be here. And, I want to thank God for giving us the great privilege of being here. And until the next episode, which shall come to you very soon, we want to remind you guys to perspect yourself.